Welcome to this episode of Work the Left Side. We are talking 1PW. They are back, and I am joined by Ash, the man with one name, as per usual. He seems to have cemented his spot on the videos. I can't get rid of him. He's always here. I'm joined this week by my eldest, so it's a family do this week with the honorary black sheep. We'll class Ash as the questionable cousin.
You've got a birdie mile.
So yes, gentlemen, it is 1PW. We all three of us are going on Saturday, hence the lineup for this episode. So obviously I've put on social media before. Me and my much better half used to go to 1PW all the time on its first incarnation for a good couple of years. Every month it was. Obviously then they kind of vanished, but now they are back. And gentlemen, you get to witness the awesomeness that will be 1PW. You looking forward to it?
Hell yeah, dude.
Yes.
This will be my first live wrestling experience since like NXT at Download Festival 2019, maybe. Like I remember Adam Cole was the world champion, and it was Adam Cole versus the Gauss dude. His name's just disappeared out of my mind now.
Oh, Gibson.
Zach Gibson. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed.
You of all people, how do you forget?
I know. It's well documented how bad my memory for things is, which is why I make notes. Yeah, I remember that. It was really good. But anyway, yeah. So
that's it, man. I think they're knocking on your door asking for the Scouse card back. You just besmirched. Start supporting Man United or something at this point.
I'd rather football exist.
Logan, this is your first legitimate good size wrestling event. Obviously we've been to a few in Dewsbury, Morley, but this will be the first big time feeling one.
Maybe my first proper one. Like I said, I did one a few years ago, which was WWE one, but it wasn't WWE. It was people pretending to be WWE. I think it was 2016.
Yeah, you had like a question. Ray,
yeah, I got really excited.
Ray Mysterio.
It wasn't the right one, and I was like, dang it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a proper first match, like actual wrestling show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It'll be a good attendance as well. There'll be about 1,000 people there, so it will be a massive difference, to what we've been to before. And yeah, like I say, based on the previous times I've been to 1PW, if they can get the balance right between imports and British talent, I think they'll absolutely smash it and hopefully be around for many months. And this will be the first of a regular road trip. So Ash, as always, has come prepared. The man with the card. He knows the match. So obviously we don't know what order the match is going to go in, except I will obviously bet that RVD versus Haskins is going to be the main event. But prior to besides, no idea obviously what matches are going to go where, so we'll just work through whatever order Ash has written them down in.
So top of the card on my particular card was Doug Williams and Nick Aldis, British Invasion versus Greg Burridge and Colt Cabana, Team Shag.
Shut it, you slaves. Yeah, this will be, again, this is a nostalgia trip for the old school fans, because Team Shag were a cornerstone to 1PW back in the day. And Greg Burridge was an up-and-comer at the time. He's not really seen much. There might be wrestling people out there who don't know Greg Burridge outside of London, because he's not done much outside of London besides the Dome. He tends to do a lot of action and stuff now. So I think he's kind of coming back into wrestling for this. So yeah, obviously you guys, anybody, obviously, or both of you know Colt Cabana. You know from AEW, boom boom. Magnus Williams. Not Magnus. That's we called him it earlier. But Aldis and Williams. Either of you two guys familiar with them?
Yeah, I remember during my short TNA kind of run, like a good while ago now. Aldous was Magnus at the time, and I think he just left this tag team and was working his way through as the singles guy, and then he worked his way up to be like the world champ. And I think it was Magnus versus the it factor of professional wrestling, Bobby Roode, who I was like completely in love with at the time. So yeah, I am familiar with Magnus more, well, Aldous more than Doug Williams. I've seen a bit of Doug Williams, but not loads.
Yeah. Lokes, either of these guys been on your radar?
I don't know much about them. Like I know of them from, because obviously before we did this, I was researching, 1PW, looking at their previous like old stuff, and they popped a couple of times. I've watched a couple of their matches from a few years back, that ones that were on YouTube, but I don't know them that well compared to Colt Cabana, who I know from like PW and stuff.
But obviously Nick Aldis is probably he'll be most known for his run in NWA champion for 2 to 3 years. Lost it to Cody Rhodes, got it back off of Cody Rhodes. Just recently dropped it to Trevor Murdoch. So he's very pivotal to the NWA's success over the last 2 or 3 years. Very much a champion, suited and booted, kind of models himself around like the whole Ric Flair persona. So it's
guy's awesome, man. Guy's awesome. Like he was on the original. He was on the original All In pay-per-view as well, the precursor to AEW. So fair play to him. He's been very loyal to NWA over the years. I'm sure he's had offers from maybe bigger places, but he stuck to it, and he was carrying around is it the 10 pounds of gold? Is that the nickname?
Charlotte. Yep.
Yeah, he was carrying around that for the best part of like the last few years. So good for him.
But yeah, match predictions, it'll be absolutely banging because it'll be the way it's structured as well. Doug Williams is very sort of serious, very British. He's the British Bryan Danielson. He's technically sound. He's like next level. But him and Aldis will be like super serious. The British stiff upper lip, ta, all that kind of sort of stuff. Then you'll have Team Shag who will just be there purely for comedy relief, but those guys can go as well. So I'm expecting that to be like start off light. Wouldn't surprise me if you had some sort of crazy nod to Tracy Smothers. You might get a white boy dance off, and then it will get very serious, very technical, and it will just be a banging match. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
If there's not a white boy dance off now, I'm going to be so upset.
They used to be all the time, man. Like I said, if you know Tracy Smothers used to be in the FBI and ECW, a very southern sort of wrestler. You'll know him if you saw him, kind of thing. But he was a staple as well at the old school 1PW, and literally you can guarantee anytime he was in a match there was a white boy dance off. Got to see AJ Styles do the Charleston one time as he sort of fought Smothers. Which is something that's stuck with me for some very bizarre reason. So I can claim, yeah, AJ Styles can do the Charleston, so it's not to be besmirched. So yeah, that'll be an awesome match. What we got? Actually, well, we'll use this one to lead into Nick Aldis's other half, Mickie James.
That is literally the next match I've got written down. So you are like a super omniscient dude who knows things beyond the realms of recognition. Yeah, Mickie James versus Lizzie Evo.
From your neck of the woods. Do you know about Lizzie? Have you heard of her?
No.
She's a very
first time I'd seen her name. The first time I'd seen her name. In fact, I was cross-referencing because I watched a GCW show that was live in Liverpool like last weekend or the weekend before, and I think she was on that show, but I've like starred off everybody that on this card that was on that card, but I've missed her off. So if she was on that card, I apologise. But yeah, I don't know anything about her.
The cream of the crop from Liverpool. That's not Zach Gibson. She's awesome. She's still very young, but she's one of those, you can always tell with British talents how good they are because they'll be the ones that get to work with the imports. They're trusted to sort of make us look good against the Americans, or when the Americans come over, or whoever the imports are. And yeah, Lizzie's up there, held numerous titles, very, very talented wrestler. So obviously you both know Mickie James, I take it. Logs, do you know Mickie James?
Yeah, I know Mickie James is. Yep.
So obviously from WWE back in the day, Trish Stratus's Stalker.
Yeah,
One of my favourite storylines.
that was awesome. As like a teenage young man, that feud was just everything I wanted in and around my eyes.
Yeah. And then obviously she got over to Impact, and but yeah, Mickie James has always been. Well, obviously she came back to WWE a few years ago, and then you had the whole black bag gate after she got released from her contracts. And she was at the Rumble last year. Was it last year's? Was it? Oh, sorry, this year's Rumble. I believe she was it.
Yeah.
And she came out with the Impact Women's title.
Unprecedented.
So, you guys looking forward to this one? Is it something that you're sort of keeping your eyes on?
Yeah, for sure. Mickie James has been around for a long time, so she's obviously going to know how to put a match together. And with Lizzie Evo, I'm completely new to, so I am looking forward to seeing what she's all about. Hell yeah.
Lugs?
I'll say, well, if she can wrestle as well as she can cut promos, because I saw promos that we're doing, with her and Mickie back and forth, and that Lizzie can cut a promo, like she's really good at, or she was good at when she did the video, shouting out, being like, "Oh, I'm best. I'm known as best around over here as far as Liverpool women's division's concerned." So it's like, oh, okay, so you're actually getting invested in it, and she's looks like she's going to be a good opponent for Mickie. So it should make the match interesting.
Spot on. Yeah, and I think that's something that a lot of the British guys and girls are doing really well now, is learning to cut promos. Because 5-10 years ago, they didn't have to do promos. It's not something that they used to have to do. But yeah, they're doing it, and they're doing it well now. And Lizzie is one of those ones that can cut an awesome promo. So yeah, hugely looking forward to this match. I think just to see Mickie James as well. I think she's awesome. It'll be great to see her actually doing what she does in the ring.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna have to YouTube some Lizzie Evo promos, because I love a fiery Scouse bird giving it beans.
You'll be there. You'll go down the rabbit hole, and you'll just literally be like, yep. There we go.
I always loved listening to Zach Gibson do his promos in NXT. It was just like, fucking brilliant. A Scouser on like international TV. It just warms my heart.
What's next?
So we've got MLW World Heavyweight Champion Alex Hammerstone making his UK debut, I believe, against Nathan Cruz.
Yes, the showstopper.
I'm looking forward to this one, because Alex Hammerstone I've watched a little bit of, and guy's really good, dude. Really good.
He's new to me. I don't know that much about him, so I'll hold my hands up on here and say I don't know. I don't think I've seen any of his work, but I'm a massive mark for Nathan Cruz. So he is one of those guys that in the UK that should be in America. He works like he's working. He should be in America, kind of thing. He's got the look, and he's got the FTR connection as well. He's very, very good mates with, and has worked with numerous times over the years, Dax. So him and Dax worked the holiday sort of bottling scenes for a few years side by side. So yeah, that's how good Cruz is. He's kind of on par with that stuff. So he's got a lot to offer. I think this might even be a tale. I've just heard that he's actually just been stateside and been wrestling in MLW. So this might be a rematch back on his home turf. I don't know. You'll have to check the page match for match listings, previous match listings, if I'm right or not. But yeah, Nathan Cruz has definitely been working for MLW stateside the last month or so, I think. So yeah, this will be a continuation. So yeah, looking forward to this, and potentially could be a match of the night. So I'll go on record and say
man, yeah. Hammerstone's a big beefy boy, and he's going to clobber some fools. So I'm looking forward to seeing how like Cruz goes up against. Is he like a smaller kind of guy? Would you say?
Cruz,
'Cause
no,
I'm
man.
I'm completely new to the dude.
Yeah, no, he's a good size. He would be kind of like your. He's well above average. He's not like your normal sort of skinny British wrestler kind of thing. He looks like
Yeah.
he's like I say he looks like he could fit straight into like an NXT or an AEW or something like that. He's got a good size to him, and yeah, he looks like a wrestler. So that's what I'll say. Obviously, anybody watching this who used to watch World of Sport on ITV, you will know Nathan Cruz from that because he was one of the main players in World of Sports a few years back when they tried to relaunch it. So yeah,
I didn't catch any of that. I remember Wade Barrett being involved in some regards. Stu Bennett.
yeah, him and AR and somebody else, Alex Shane, I want to say, did commentary. So it was a good idea, but it was they fluffed it basically, unfortunately. So you didn't miss much.
Yeah.
It's but yeah. So Logan, you looking forward to this one? You know either of these guys?
I mean, I'm looking forward to it because I'm looking to myself. If I'm honest, I'm looking forward to all the matches. But this match, I don't know either of them, so I'm interested to see how they work and how they work against each other and how they play off each other. And
it's a good thing sometimes, dude, because yeah, like if you don't know them, you go into it like zero expectations, and you'll end up walking away being pleasantly surprised.
It's one of those things where it's like, because I don't know either of them, I can't exactly be disappointed because I don't have any expectations. Yeah. I'm going to go in and be like, exactly. Wow, that was amazing.
So, but yeah, unless it isn't, but I don't think it's not going to be. So yeah, I think you'll be very happy with that match. So after the Nathan Cruz one, then what we got?
So we've got the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels versus the Black Swan Cara Noir, which I'm really fucking looking forward to this one. Very, very intrigued about Cara Noir. I've seen the name, I've seen bits and pieces. Looking forward to seeing a match being worked, and Christopher Daniels is just legend, absolute legend. So all good.
This will be a name you know, Logan. I'm guessing Christopher Daniels. Obviously, you know him from AEW.
I know AEW Impact, and yeah, so I've seen quite a lot of his stuff. Quite enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. So it's looking forward to see what it's like over this side.
It's not his first trip over. I've seen him a couple of times at 1PW back. Again, I think that's why they've announced him and brought him over. He was a regular previously. Him and Styles used to come over like every month and either be in tag teams or just wrestle individually. And well, he once brought Curryman with him as well. So I think Christopher Daniels couldn't make a match, so Curryman turned up. And it was meant to be Christopher Daniels versus Dustin Rhodes. And we got Curryman versus Goldie Dust.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
It was freaking awesome. I don't know.
Wrestling should be serious, dude. So serious. Curryman, no, it's just so stupid.
Have you seen Curryman? Did he? Was you watching Impact when Curryman was kicking about?
I saw Curryman make an appearance once or twice.
Yeah, it was Christopher Daniels on the mask. I love the fact he wore the mask, but you still saw like the life symbol tattoo on his chest. And it's like,
yeah,
you're not doing a very good job here of like not being who you like, covering up who you are.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Daniels obviously getting to the tail end, I would say, of his career, but the Duke can still go. I mean, we saw him on. It's only been a couple of years we've seen him on AEW. He had a match a few months ago. Was it Bryan Danielson's first? No, it wasn't Bryan Danielson's first match. It was, who did he have a match on with AEW? And it's like a Ring of Honor match. Was it Lethal?
It was Bryan Danielson. It was him and Bryan Danielson, because it was the same night he announced he bought Ring of Honor. Because obviously they're both well known in Ring of Honor back in the day. They were both well known back then. So it was like, oh, well, what better way to kick off me buying the company than having two of their well-known stars face off against each other. So that's what they did. He announced it, and then like 5 minutes later, Danielson versus Fallen Angel.
Wasn't that match the first match ever televised on a weekly ROH TV show?
That was it. That was the connection
I
as well.
I seem to recall Excalibur saying that over and over and over and over and over again. But yeah, it's really cool to run that back though. That was yeah, cool.
So
Very cool. Full circle.
Cara Noir is a name I've heard lots and lots of over the years. I think obviously, he was a staple within Progress. I don't think he normally ventures up this far north. I've never seen him at any of the shows that I've used to go to on a regular basis, up and around the north area. So I'm looking forward to seeing him because he is one of those names that everybody seems to legitimately get excited about. If you ask British wrestling fans down south and they're off to a show and Noir's there, they're hyped for it to see him kind of thing. So I think the guy's got some more skills. Very
distinctive look, like that you won't forget very quickly. So yeah,
and it suits the Fallen Angel thing as well. It's that perfect Fallen Angel against Noir, the way that he looks. It's a very sort of fitting. Sure. So yeah, again, it's going to be a banging match. I think I say that about the Nathan Cruz one, potential match of the night. This could also be a potential, match of the night contender. If Daniels is, laced up his boots and still got a bit of speed, still got that first step, yeah, it'll be a cracking match.
Best moonsault ever.
Yeah, me. What a move. What's next?
So the main event is what I've got next. So RVD versus Mark Haskins. So I was looking at the 1PW website earlier, which has got it written down as Rob Van Dam versus Mark Haskins with their respective lady friends. But then I looked at the fight listing and it's got it listed as a tag match, mixed tag match. So I'm not sure what we're getting. So
okay, because Vicky's not actually a wrestler. She's more of a valet. She generally gets involved in matches sometimes, but I've never known or seen her to work actually as a wrestler. I may be wrong, and Vicky, if I am, I apologise. But yeah, she's always been that kind of valet, the bad bitch that passes Haskins the baseball bat if needs be, kind of thing. And
fair enough, man.
I know Katie Forbes is a wrestler. Obviously, she I think she's working Impact. Obviously, that's where her and RVD were last. But obviously,
I think I'd rather a one-on-one, but I'll take anything. I'm looking forward to this one. Obviously, Rob Van Dam's 51 now, and probably slow Van Dam, or like compared to what he used to. But I'm still looking forward to this. I'm completely new to Mark Haskins as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing this guy go.
Haskins is boss. He is one of the guys that should have been clinched. There might be a reason why, but to be fair, before the whole Global Bastard, he was working for Ring of Honor stateside, so he did get signed and he was working stateside. He was involved with a match against Bully Ray at Madison Square Gardens, and he was also the first ever guest I had on this show. So we have got much love for Haskins, and the dude's awesome. If you're not familiar with his work, dude, get ready to be amazed. Lokes, obviously, RVD.
Yep.
And like you said, I know Matt Haskins as well because, like I said, he was the first guest on your show. I watched him, researched him, and Ash, you're in for an absolute surprise because he's an absolute workhorse. He can go and he will go. But obviously, with him facing Rob Van Dam, I feel like he might. Obviously, he's going to make Rob Van Dam look good because, like Dad said, he's 51. So he's not as quick or as agile as he used to be. But I'm sure he can still do things here and there. Otherwise,
I'm still
hyped to see Rob Van Dam. It's Rob Van Dam after all, you know what I mean? It was amazing. It's going to be awesome.
Excited to see him.
A 3-star frog splash by RVD is still better than the chocolate frog splashes by other people.
Yeah.
It's man, impossible. You just get the whole RVD, and Haskins will just be. To kind of go back on one, I remember one of the best Haskins matches I saw was he fought Prince Devitt, aka Finn Balor, at Southside years ago. And yeah, he stood toe to toe with Devitt, and they both were on the same sort of level. That's the biggest compliment I can sort of say about Haskins. If you don't know if you're not familiar.
In fact, thinking about it now, I remember before NXT took over from the wrestling from Progress at Download Festival, I seemed to wonder whether Mark Haskins was part of that Progress lineup in, I think it was probably Download 18 or maybe a bit earlier than that.
He was Progress champion 6 years ago. Pretty much 6 years to this day. Haskins won the Progress world title.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a year or two prior to that.
I think maybe it was 2015, because then I had a few years off. I'll have to go back and double check that. There's a chance I've seen the guy before.
It was probably chasing the title. It was chasing the title at that time.
Quite a long time. Yeah. But yeah, cool.
But yeah, again, it's going to be, that one's just going to be pure. Just the crowd's going to go nuts for that. Just as soon as RVD's music hits, just get ready to. The roof is just going to go absolutely fucking nuts. So yeah, that's going to be. Well, that'll be 5 stars, even if the frog splash isn't.
But next, itself will make up for the 3-star frog splash.
Exactly.
Yeah. Next one on my list is Robbie X versus Ace Austin, which I'm very, very excited for. Ace Austin is fucking awesome. Too sweet. Bullet Club represent. Very excited. I did see Robbie X on this recent GCW show as well, so I enjoyed what he had to deliver. But Ace Austin is definitely someone I've been hyped out to see since I saw his face pop up on this bill.
Yeah, that's one of the first names you mentioned to me as probably looking forward to seeing was Ace. So, and as I said, man, the dude's credible because you've got the whole Bullet Club Association. So to me, it's huge. You've got to remember the Bullet Club at 1PW. We're going to get to see whether he brings any of his mates over. Who knows?
Who knows, man? Who knows?
But
he's been doing a bit of tag work with Chris Bay, who's also the Impact string of Bullet Club. So maybe Chris Bay might have turned up. Who knows?
Nice. But Robbie X is just fucking awesome. The kid's basically been doing it since he was about 12, 13 years old. He's one of those guys, I think he's only like mid-20s, but he seems to have been around forever. And these last couple of years, the dude has got himself jacked. He's very much starting to remind me of a guy like Pac, where Gravity very much forgot Robbie X as it did with Pac. But now he's starting to put muscle on. It blows my mind that somebody with that much muscle can move around that quickly and that agilely. Always got that much agility. Agilely is not even a word, sorry. He's got that kind of agility. But yeah, mate, I think I was speaking to somebody previously about it, and they sort of said that when they work shows, if you see Robbie X has got a match on the card and you're planning on doing anything aerial, you rethink your match. You're just like, oh, why bother? I'm not going to do it as good as Robbie. Robbie's the high flying guy, and you'll get to see some fucking spots, and it'll be an awesome match. Like I say, Ace Austin's boss. Robbie X will just bring it, and I think Ace might even have to level up to go up against him.
Oh yeah, no, I think so. Because like you said, Robbie X, seen him, love him, just looking forward to Ace Austin, seen through Impact. He's just awesome. Like, they're both really cool guys. This match,
again,
they're just all that good. It's like, I don't think so far there's not a bad match. I think they're all going to be top matches because they seem to pick their opponents right. So it's like everyone's matched.
They complement each other.
They all complement. Yeah, there's no, it's quite obvious you're better than you. You're all complement each other. You can all work off the back of each other. You all make each other look good.
Exactly. So, there's no clear winner of any match, I would say. Like I said, there's nobody that looks like they're way above somebody else's level. So every match could go one way or the other, depending on how they want to book it, whether they want to book the imports to look strong or the imports are willing to make the local talents look good kind of thing and give them the W. So yeah, every match could go either way, which is I'm looking forward to because it gives that unexpectability.
And then it's not predictable either. That's like you keep saying on other things. It's like with some matches, quite predictable, so you know who's going to win before the match even kicks off. Whereas with all these, you just don't have a clue. It's like you'll go in and you're like, well, he could win, she could win. It's like you just haven't got a clue.
Exactly. And that just makes for a much better pop when somebody does win, because it will be a pleasant surprise. We've got next, dude.
So we have Jamie Hayter versus Session Moth Martina, which should have been Ruby Soho, but obviously she got injured. Yeah, I remember watching that Rampage episode and seeing her land on her neck, and I just thought, fuck, dude, I hope she's okay. But it wasn't her neck or shoulder; it was the fact that she's broken her nose in like 3 places, which is grim. But Jamie Hayter, fuck yes,
yes, please.
Definitely a little bit more hyped to see Jamie Hayter than I was to see Ruby, but I like Ruby. But yes, Jamie Hayter, awesome. And I saw Session Moth Martina on that ECW show that I keep referencing. She's fucking awesome. So hell yeah, let's go.
Well, she's been in AEW a couple of times. She's had a few matches. She's worked Ring of Honor. She's very credible. She's very established stateside. She's again very good at what she does. And obviously Jamie Hayter, she's a British lass. She's from Norwich. She's a hometown girl in that sense. So this one feels better now because you've got the stateside versus a British talent, whereas previously it was American kind of thing, which was great. Don't get me wrong. I was hyped to see Ruby. I've been a fan for years, but you know what? I'm definitely more hyped now to see Jamie. I think that's just makes the match for me. Just for her in ring work as well. I've just been a massive fan these last few months on Dynamite. Every time I see her, she comes out and she absolutely smashes it.
She's on the verge of a massive babyface turn and babyface run, I think, and probably should be the person to dethrone Jade for the TBS title down the line.
Yep.
And with Saraya debuting recently, it seems that maybe they'll be put together.
I would hope so.
We shall see. Anyway, we shall see.
Get the Norwich line.
Especially because Saraya can't wrestle. She's not medically cleared. After she signed on Wednesday, then an article came out that said when she signed, the medical staff obviously had to do medical checks and stuff, but she's still not medically cleared to wrestle. Right. So yeah, fingers crossed. From what Ash said, they put with Jamie Hayter, and then you've got those two managerial role for Saraya, and see Jamie doing the in-ring work. And Jamie, it just works so well. And that as far as the match with Jamie and
Moth,
that's the one. I'm just looking forward to it. I mean, I was looking forward to it when Ruby Soho, because like I've said to Dad before, I've been part of I'm actually a Riot Squad member from back when she used to be part of that, and I got a message off her through the Riot Squad group I was in, so that was quite fun. So that was quite. I was like, I get to see her in person, and it's like, nope. I was like, okay, I'm not as annoyed because it's Jamie, so I'm quite excited. But yeah, so either way, I'm absolutely buzzing for that match.
And like you called it, I think we're going to get to see a future TBS Women's Champion in the flesh, doing a thing in the ring in front of us. And she does eventually win that belt. We can all be like, yeah, we saw it at 1PW.
We called it. We said it for you.
Yeah.
What's next? Is it the sickest match you have next? Or is it?
Can you literally see through my eyes and then see what I'm looking at? Is this some kind of like magic trick that you've got going on? Yeah, so it is Survival of the Sickest.
I've got a camera in the
kitchen. looking through this window here. Survival of the Sickest, which is Tyler Devlin, Big Effin' Joe, and Ulf Herman, who's an old school 1PW blast from the past, versus Clint Margera, Iceman, and Jack. So I'm gathering Survival of the Sickest is just like a fucking hardcore, no rules whatsoever. Just do what you want, just don't do whatever you want, just don't kill each other.
I remember you said a while ago to me, like sometimes these matches can make you a little bit tingly. I'm like, yeah, prepare to be tingled because this match is gonna just be horrific. Ulf he's a former 1PW world champion. He's an old school ECW guy. He was ECW circa late 99 to about 2001. So the dude knows hardcore. He's Herman the German, and we love him.
I am already cringing.
Gotta be horrific, mate, I tell you.
What's gonna go on?
It's gonna be a spectacle to behold, but I am already cringing. So yay!
That's it. But yeah, this is one where besides Ulf, I know the names, but I'm not over familiar with the talent as a whole. Each guy, again, I'm no Big Fucking Joe. Those guys, but again, I've probably seen a handful of matches at a push. So I'm going into this match totally clean slate. Not sure what the crack's going to be. If Ulf's going to win it for nostalgia reasons, or he'll help pass the torch to another one of the guys, Magira, maybe. I'm looking forward to this one because it'll just be it'll be a nice change of pace on the night, I reckon. We'll probably get covered in drinks or blood because they'll make their way into the audience. There's no way this match is staying in the ring.
Nope.
So be prepared.
I'm already gathering that Big Effing Joe is just a fucking lunatic that does all these like crazy death matches because, again, GCW, same thing. It was like a 4-way. They just destroyed the gaff and each other. Yep. And I was sat there cringing. Like, why do you do this to yourself, you crazy people? I respect you.
But yeah, I think we're all in the same boat here. All of us are going to go into this match not really knowing what to expect, but looking forward to it nonetheless.
Watch out for stray thumbtacks flying past our heads.
Yes. I'm sorry, thumbtacks or drawing pins? Are you American?
I suppose I've been reprogrammed there.
Fucking thumbtacks, drawing pins,
trash can.
Yeah, I made the mistake of saying that in front of my dad, and he was just not impressed.
But yeah, as soon as you say soccer, that's it. I'm terminating the call. Look, I've got to be careful here because like 48% of our audience, apparently, according to YouTube analytics, is fucking American. So we're sat here just in our own little world, in our own little bubble, and potentially slagging off like 50% of the audience. So I apologise.
We're not slagging off. We're just having some fun. That's all.
Banter. Yes.
Friendly banter between English people.
So
the Americans love taking the piss out of us. So swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
Lokes, right to this one. You're gonna get to see your first proper hardcore match up close.
Oh yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, even sitting and watching it on TV, like when they do the barbed wire everywhere matches, and you just see them grinding barbed wire on the head, and blood and it's just like seeing that in person and potentially getting covered in someone else's blood. It kind of excites me. I'm not actually cringing. I'm actually excited to get covered in someone else's blood potentially. I'll get beer pong.
That's my boy.
You're raising a wrong gun. And I love it.
Yes. Just to go old school.
I approve.
Yeah, there will be drawing pins. Ulf was always a fucker for getting drawing pins out previously on the first time round with 1PW. But they aren't shy about doing the blood stuff as well. One of the shows we went to, it was Abyss, who you both know from TNA Impact, against Steve Carino in a barbed wire ring rope match. So there was no ring ropes, it was just barbed wire. And you had Abyss versus Steve Carino. It was a bloodbath. So they aren't shy about sort of putting on these matches when it's needed. So yeah, look forward to that one. And next, I believe we've got Will Cruz or Wiki Knight Jr. maybe.
Yeah, it's the Fight for the Future match, which is Scotty Rock, Will Cruz, Ricky Knight Jr., Michael Oku, and it said and TBA. So I'm gathering there's others that I'm just not aware of because they weren't listed where I was looking on Fight and on the 1PW website. So apologies for anyone that we've missed out. So Yeah, I'm just gathering. Is this like a battle royal or kind of
I think
thing?
it'll be
Yeah,
just a 6-man elimination maybe, or just like
yeah.
a six-pack match, as it would. So like first person to get pinfall and submission wins maybe, or it could be elimination. I don't know exactly, but none of these guys have ever been at a 1PW show, hence the Battle for the Future title of the card. I think basically whoever wins this will be in line to get a major push within 1PW over the coming shows. Which makes me, I'll go on record now, say Will Cruz, I can't never pronounce his surname, KROOS, is that right? You got it written down?
Well, if it's pronounced the same as the football player, it's Will Kroos, because it's like Tony Kroos.
Yeah, it's Will Cruz.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah, we'll say that. But my money's on him, purely because the dude's an absolute horse. He's huge. Think Walter Next Generation would be
big words.
He's a big boy. He wrestles old school as well. It's obviously he's next gen, but yeah, he's got that old school mentality. Shout out to Dale Mills. He used to be his manager. We love Dale Mills, and but yeah, Will is a massive star of the future of British wrestling. You know, he looks the business, he acts the business. He's very much got a mind and body for wrestling.
Cool, man.
Not take anything away from the other guys, obviously.
Yeah. I think I read, I could be mistaken, but I think I read someone pulled out of this whose name I can't remember. But Michael Oku was added, and apparently he's been part of NXT UK. I'm just not familiar with. I'm more familiar with some rather than others and stuff. Yeah, apparently he's been part of that roster before. But NXT UK is like no more now.
Yes, I'm expecting a lot of guys to start turning up over the forthcoming shows. So you'll start to see former NXT UK guys turning up at 1PW. I think over the coming shows, because obviously all these ones were sort of booked, talent, arranged and stuff like that prior to NXT UK's sort of closure. So I think obviously they had the talent they wanted prior to that closing, but now these guys have become available as well. I would be very surprised if you don't see like a Dave Mastiff or guys like that at future 1PW shows, just purely because they're awesome.
Mustache Mountain.
Yep. Yes. Exactly. So, but obviously we've overlooked Ricky Knight Jr. Is another guy you can overlook. He potentially could be a winner as well if they don't go with Will. He's from the Knight family. Probably one of the best.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Oh no shit! It didn't twig. It literally didn't twig until you just mentioned that. Okay, cool, awesome.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Exactly. So it's not somebody to be overlooked. And that's going to be, because we don't know what to expect from it, whether it's going to be first pinfall or submission or elimination. I'm just looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing like 6 guys that I'm not overly familiar with as well. That's why I'm so hyped for this show, because it's got guys on it that I am very, very familiar with and looking forward to. But it's got a load of talent on there as well that I don't know that much, that I want to get to know. It's like when we first started watching AEW, we'd see all these fresh faces that we've never seen before, and get to see what they could do. And I think that's what 1PW is going to give us as well.
I like to see strange muscly men grapple one another. It's good stuff.
It is. I'll say some stuff dreams are made of. So, blokes, any of these guys on your radar? You know any of them? Researched any of them?
No, I think they're the few that I haven't actually looked at, because I thought with it being such a big, obviously with it being quite a lot of them, I thought it might be better for me to just go in this, completely blind, no idea what to expect. I mean, I know it's a 6-man match, but I don't know, like you said, you don't know what form it is, whether it's a 3-on-3, whether it's a 6-man over the top, whether it's a 6-man elimination, no idea how it's going to work.
Yeah. But however they do it, it should be a good one. But yeah, I'm the same as you. I just go into it, zero expectation, walk away and just be like, yeah, bravo. So was that the last match on the list, or have I missed any?
Yeah, that's. I'm just gonna scan down. I think we've covered them all now. Yeah, that's them all that I've got written down. If there's other matches, they weren't listed, so apologies if we missed anyone out. But I think we've got everyone covered there.
Yeah, no, I don't think we do, because I've been looking at the card earlier myself. I think that is them all. But I mean, that's a pretty fucking good lineup. I think every match on the card could go either way, and has the potential to be just a fucking boss match. I don't think there's not a duff match on that card, in my opinion.
No, I don't think so. I'm very excited to see all the guys that I recognise. I'm very excited to see all the guys that I'm completely new to. This is actually, thinking about it, this is my first ever independent wrestling show, because I've seen wrestling shows, but it's been, download, as I mentioned, 2 times.
Yeah.
And I went to see WWE Live years ago and got to see Ric Flair and the Dudley Boys, which was fucking awesome. So yeah, I think this is actually my first independent wrestling show, which is just wild to say. So yeah, excited to share the experience with you guys.
Yep.
I don't know, obviously, you're in the same sort of position as well, like big time wrestling show.
The good thing is as well, because with it being my first as well, and the fact that they've done it quite well actually, because they've not overdone on like American wrestlers. Nope. They've kept it very local, English, British wrestlers. And obviously, yeah, like you said, you've got your familiar, like your RVDs, your Mickeys, your Jamies. I nearly said Ruby then. Like you've got your familiar American wrestlers like you see on your TV every week or every few weeks. But you've also got quite a few, from what you've said, look to be very good English promotion wrestlers.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
Yeah.
I think they've got the balance spot on this time. Well, I think the issue is, in hindsight, looking back at 1PW back in the day, it was very import heavy, but it had to be, because British wrestling wasn't at the place it is now at the time. There were some awesome guys around, but there wasn't a lot of awesome guys around, so they had to rely very heavily on imports. So, there was fucking spending money as quickly as it was coming in, unfortunately. I saw guys like Teddy Hart there. I've seen Pete Williams, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, Christian Cage, Rhino, Bryan Danielson, Lance Storm. All these guys were at 1PW first time around.
Be serious for a minute.
It was mental. Just to see Pete Williams hit the Canadian Destroyer in person was absolutely boss then. But it was before everybody else was doing it. Pete was the only guy doing the Canadian Destroyer at that time.
First time I saw that move, I was slack-jawed, bro. I was just like, how is this guy able to do that without killing people? And now literally everybody does it, and it's just like...
That's it.
Watered down, the law of diminishing returns.
So, but yeah, I think this time round, British wrestling is in a much, much healthier position, where they can have it as like a 70-30 split, which I think pretty much weighs it up this time round. So you've got about 70% local guys, talent, boys and girls, who will absolutely deliver and make the fans happy. And then you've got a few names just to get the sort of lackluster or in-betweeny fans to pay attention and get their interest. So yeah, I think this is going to be an amazing show. It'll be an amazing night, and it'll be the first of many.
Yeah. So in fact, I'm thinking about it. I don't think this. I think this. I want to. If I remember correctly, if this is just thinking about it, I think this might be my second now. Because from what I can remember, I'm sure I went to go see one in. It might have been. I can't remember if it was in Dewsbury, but I remember going seeing. Travis.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him.
I went to Dewsbury Leisure Centre. It was.
Yeah, because obviously did all your artwork for him, didn't you? With all his artwork, and then obviously he took train back home, and obviously then a few years after, obviously passed away. So I don't know if that counts as an independent, because I don't know if
it does. It's a small time independent. That was a little promotion local called KGW, so we'll give them a little bit of a shout out. I don't know if they're still kicking about, but yeah, KGW. But yeah, this will be next level, mate. Trust me, this is going to be like there's going to be 1,000 people in attendance. If it's in the same place of the dome as it was last time, it's just perfect for watching wrestling. You've literally got seats on 3 sides of the ring with like the big screen behind the ring or the hard cam. And yeah, it's just no matter where you sit, it's a good view, but it's going to be awesome. So I legitimately hope that I'm so hyped for it that you two kind of are feeling the vibes as well.
Oh yeah, no, I can't wait. As soon as Saturday comes, the better. Like these next 5 days go by like that, because I just want Saturday to come and I want to sit and watch wrestling and I want to sit and spend time with you and Ash and Jay, just watching stuff we enjoy.
Oh.
On that note, I've just been handed a drink, so we are gonna. I will sort of say, I will toast 1PW, cha-ching, and just say
I have an empty tumbler. Yeah, cheers. Ting.
I don't have last time.
But no, Saturday can't come soon enough. I echo your sentiment, Logs. I just wanted to turn up and just go now, and hopefully, I know the next show is in Lincoln, which I'm a bit iffy about, going to, unfortunately, just due to distance. But I'm hoping, that we'll come back to the Dome and on a semi-regular basis, just so we can kind of make this every couple of months or something.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah,
definitely.
we'll have to see about that Lincoln card, because it is. I checked. It's about an hour and a half drive away. It'd have to. Obviously, it's John Morrison and Taya Valkyrie so far, but let's just see how the rest of the cards.
Yeah, turns out
if it's worth an hour and a half drive.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I saw a card for the New Japan London show earlier, and it is just fucking ridiculous. I am so annoyed it's in London. Screw London. No, not really.
And on the same day as well, though. On the same day. Like,
I mentioned it to you on Weekend Dinner, Dad, with it. I think it was, because it was FTR versus Aussie Open.
Yeah, dude. Seriously.
Which is on 10th of October. I was like, I really want to watch that. It's like, it falls on the same day. I'll have to go watch 1PW. I think I'd rather go watch English wrestlers. I mean, like, I like Aussie Open. I'm a fan of them, but I like Will Ospreay a bit more than I do the other two, because I don't know much about the other two. Whereas Ospreay, I know quite a bit about. So he's kind of the reason.
FTR.
Then it's FTR, so it's like, but they're so good. They're really good at what they do. I like watching them.
But yeah, whoever gets to go to that show, kudos on you. I hope it's a good show. But I will go on record and sort of say I think our show is going to be better. So, fuck you. And on that note, gentlemen, I will say thank you very much for joining me and helping me hype up this upcoming show and joining in my excitement as well, because I am genuinely pumped for this. So yeah, it's going to be an awesome show. So Ash, thank you very much. As a key contributor to the Left Side page on Facebook, if you disagree with anything Ash says, he is always on there. Feel free to say he's wrong. It's not always wrong, but if you want to say it,
right?
By all means.
Wrong more times than that.
Nah.
And on a side note, Ash, that song you sent me, just absolutely brilliant. I listened to it earlier.
Dude.
Fucking loved it.
Right. So yeah, Logan, thank you so much for joining us, dude. It's been a big pass. Yeah, no, I'll be back on again at some point. We might do a roundup show of the 1PW, see how we all felt. Whether we do the next video and we're all like, but no, I think we'll all be there. We'll be talking about key spots and key moments and just how freaking awesome it was. And yeah, that's it. So Logan, thank you so much. Ash, thank you for watching. Obviously, as always, hit subscribe, hit like, share, spread the love, and help us just keep growing. We're doing all right so far. So thank you to everybody for watching.